What's the word, people? It's your boy Jalen, the 89 boy, and we're back at it again with another tier list. I actually enjoyed doing the Spider-Man one a lot, and it made the past 5 views. So I was like, yeah, why not do another one? So today, if you read the title, you already know we're doing the MCU movies. So this is the entire Infinity Saga. So from Phase 1 to 3, this has every MCU movie up until Spider-Man Far From Home. The tiers we got the best, great, good, meh, bad, and worst. I've seen all of these movies, so I feel like I'm worthy enough to talk about all of them. These are going to be ordered, so whichever is in like if there are multiple ones in the tier, whichever one is the closest to the front is the one that I think is like closer to the best or worst. So let's see, Guardians of the Galaxy 1. All right, we're gonna put Guardians of the Galaxy 1 in the great tier. I don't think it's one of the best movies, but I do think it's a great movie, especially considering how I didn't even like the Guardians of the Galaxy, but until the MCU came out, I was like, who the fuck is the Guardians of the Galaxies? I remember the Lego. It was one of the Lego Marvel superheroes, like the first one, like that game. I played that and I would see like Star Lord and like Groot and like I was like, who the fuck are these people? I don't see like what? I'm like Guardians of the Galaxy. Who the fuck is that? That sound lame as hell. Do nobody want to see that shit? But after finally sitting down and watching the movie this year, actually, it was around quarantine time. I actually ended up liking it, and I was like, okay, because like I'll tell you right now, I didn't see all the MCU movies in order when they came out. Like I seen a lot of them like before. Like when Endgame came out, there was still like four MCU movies I didn't see. That was both Guardians Galaxies and Captain America 1 and the first Thor movie. So there were like four movies I didn't see, but I knew enough. I knew what happened in them enough to know like what was going on, so I wasn't confused about anything. But actually, like finally seeing Guardians of the Galaxy, I was like, it was a pretty good movie. So I put that in great for now. What's next? AntMan and the Wasp. This is gonna go in the meh category. Now, a lot of people hate Ant-Man and the Wasp. I personally don't hate it. I like it, but I don't love it. And I can see where a lot of people I can see why a lot of people don't like it. This movie came out like this was the second to last movie to come out before Endgame came out. And it was like right after the Infinity War. And it was pretty much just like a little time travel heist movie. Like the stakes didn't feel as high as people wanted it to be because it was like right after Endgame. So like a lot of people were like, "Well, what the fuck am I doing?" Like we went from seeing niggas get turned to dust into these niggas trying to steal a fucking building. So it's like find fucking Wasp in the goddamn quantum realm and shit like that. But it was necessary. You know, it gave about the whole quantum realm thing. So we all know how the fuck they did time travel in Endgame and shit. And the after credit scene was pretty good. I was hoping it did have something to do with Endgame. I mean Infinity War, and it did. Like that was a great after credit scene where like they put Scott in the fucking quantum realm, and then like he's like, okay, now send me back, and then like it cuts back to them, and they're all turned to dust because they got dusted by Thanos, and it was like, oh, that was pretty nice. It raised the stakes in the end, and I feel like if the movie felt like that more throughout the entire movie, a lot of people would have liked it. But it also wasn't that kind of movie. It was about Ant-Man. Ant-Man wasn't even in Infinity War, so it was about what he was doing pretty much, answering those type of questions. So yeah, I still enjoyed it, but I don't think it was like mind blowing to be in the good or great tier. So I'm gonna put Ant-Man and the Wasp in the meh tier. Civil War. All right, yes sir. For now, hell yeah, I loved Civil War. I me I think me, Brand New, and Big Eye went to go see this together. I believe day one. Like the hype for this movie was like astronomical, and then it came out. It came out like the same year that Batman versus Superman came out, and that movie disappointed a lot of people. But then this came out, and it was just fuck yeah. This is what Batman versus Superman should have been. But I enjoyed the story to this a lot. It wasn't exactly a civil war like the comic was. Like this was more like a civil disagreement because it was only like there's like 10 niggas fighting compared to like damn near every superhero in the universe in the comics. But it was still great. This movie was the first time we got to see Spider-Man in the MCU. The first time we saw Black Panther. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman, man. But man, like we first saw both of them in there. It was wild. Like instantly when we seen those two in there, I was like, oh yeah, this shit. The MCU get it fucking real. Like they weren't just like tossed in just to be like extra. Like no, the way they were brought in the story actually made fucking sense. And I just thought it was dope because like this was the first MCU movie to me that felt like the universe was getting bigger. Like I know a lot of people probably feel like that with like Age of Ultron or Guardians of the Galaxy, but for Civil War, this was the movie for me that felt like the MCU finna do some dangerous shit. So for right now, it's sitting at the top of the best. Winter Soldier. All right, Winter Soldier, Winter Soldier, Winter Soldier. Y'all gonna get on my ass for this, but I gotta put it in the great tier. A lot of people say the Winter Soldier is one of the best MCU movies. I can't agree that it's one of the best, but it's one of the greatest. Does that make sense? It just I don't see like when people bring up like if people were to ask me my top three MCU movies, I can't tell you because that obviously spoiled the point of the video. But Winter Soldier is not in there. Like Winter Soldier is great, and it had a lot of great action pieces in it, but I don't see this movie being above shit like. I think Civil War was better out of all of the Captain America movies. I know y'all probably gonna crucify me like, are you insane? But like, I just feel like Civil War just had the better action scenes, character moments. I'm not saying Winter Soldier had bad moments at all. I mean, it's in the fucking great tier. Come on now, but it just did. Civil War just did better to me. But hey, Winter Soldier was still good. It was still great. It was still great. We got introduced to Bucky, the Winter Soldier, and shit, and like I love the MCU's take on him. So, yeah, chill out. Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange, I'm gonna put you in the good category. Cause this Doctor Strange like pleasantly surprised me. I expected it to be ass because I was like, I'm not that big of a fan of Doctor Strange. I'm like I don't, the most I known about Doctor Strange was Ultimate Alliance, the video game. That was the only thing I know about Doctor Strange. Or like, even then, I still didn't know about it. But this movie, like the visual effects in this movie were dope. I love the ending part with Dormammu, where Doctor Strange is all like, "I come to bargain, nigga," and he just keeps going and going and going till he like pisses Dormammu off. He's like, "Fine, bitch, I'll leave." I thought that was really cool. So I was like, you know what, I can attest to Doctor Strange. Like Doctor Strange was a pretty fucking solid movie. So I put it in the good tier. I don't think it was anything mind blowing. Because I will say, like, even towards the end, I didn't feel like Doctor Strange became too much of a likable character. Like he was. I mean, I get that's his character, like for the like part of his origin, like he's an asshole and shit. But it didn't really feel like it didn't feel like he got humbled in a way. I did like some of his. I did like how like. Yeah, well, he kind of did get humbled. Like when he killed that guy, he was like, "Hey, bro, I ain't come here for all that, bro, nigga. A nigga just wanted to, a nigga just wanted to figure out how to fix my fucking hands. I ain't trying to kill niggas, bro. I'm a doctor. Like the fuck, chill out." And so take that back. I would say he did get pretty humble. So yeah, but I still enjoyed the movie a lot. Caecilius, I think. I didn't really care about him as an antagonist at all. That's probably another reason why I was just in the good tier. Like the villains, I didn't care about a single one of the fucking villains, and fuck them. I didn't care about Caecilius. I didn't care about Dormammu. I expected more for Dormammu actually, because like you seen the shit that nigga does in the comics, he's a badass. But maybe they could bring him back. The MCU was still going surprisingly, so who knows? So yeah. Next, AntMan. The first AntMan. I'm gonna put this in the good tier as well. I saw this one with my family. And I was like, me and Brandon were talking shit about this movie. He was like, man, don't nobody want to see no fucking Ant-Man movie. I think I was the first one to go see it, and I was like, it actually wasn't that bad. This was actually another movie that like kind of like threw me off because like I didn't pay attention too much into the MCU until around Civil War ish came out. But when I saw this and I saw like Falcon show up halfway through the movie, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what the fuck is this nigga doing here? Hey, wait a minute. I'm like, holy shit. It was like the first MCU movie that I saw where like another hero from another movie came into someone else's movie. And I was like, oh, the MCU was like this. It's kind of good. It's like this was the movie where like the MCU kind of like connected in the sense of like, oh, it's like a multiple type of series type of fucking thing. Okay. So yeah, that's how that kind of adds a lot to it. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But yeah, it also introduced me to like the only thing I knew about Ant-Man, I knew like Hank Pym and like shit like that. But it was kind of surprising. Like this one introduced Scott Lang, and I was like, what? Like I thought Ant-Man was Hank Pym. So I'm like, but this was like the different. Like Scott Lang is another version of Ant-Man, like a different Ant-Man, someone else that wears the suit and shit. And it was kind of cool. This game had a lot of dope visual effects because like when you get Ant-Man gets small and big and shit, he like goes like the effects of that was cool. It was like it made you feel like you were like actually small or like hella large and shit, and like it had like a lot of bunch of dope and creative action scenes. And the movie was pretty funny too. Like the part where they're fighting, he's fighting Yellow Jacket, and like the train, the big ass Thomas train is coming towards him, and he gets scared and then it hits him and it's just like a little fucking thud because it's like even though they're small, they still have like the mass capacity of like if they were a normal size. So that was funny. So yeah, Ant-Man is in the good tier, just right behind Doctor Strange. Thor Ragnarok. Ooh, okay. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Uh-oh. Okay. All right. Thor Ragnarok. I'm gonna put that in one of the best. Because I really like that movie a lot. I didn't expect to like it because honestly, the Thor movies up until Ragnarok, and I agree, this is the same thing everybody says, they were fucking boring. I didn't care too much about the Thor movies. I didn't care about the fucking Dark World. Like, this shit was ass, but Ragnarok was awesome. It was dope. It was good to see Hawk, Valkyrie, Tessa Thompson is the fucking boo. It was just dope to see like Thor had that like lighting ability and shit. Hela was a fun and like charismatic type of villain. Even Loki had some good character moments in there. It just felt like it felt like a solid Thor movie. And I was worried, and a lot of people were worried. It was like, this just looks like a fucking Guardian movie. Like, Ragnarok's supposed to be this serious event, and it seemed like it's just a big ass comedy. And while it did have a lot of funny moments in it, it was also, when the serious moments came through, they came through when they were supposed to, and they hit like they were supposed to. So, Thor Ragnarok, fire. One of the best. What's next? Endgame. Holy shit, this list is out of order like a motherfucker. We going with Endgame already? All right. Well, you already know where I got to put Endgame at. Stop. God damn it. Quit doing that. I hate when that happens. This is what you get when you do this shit on the phone. Wait, no. I don't want Endgame right there. I want it in the front. Yes. Endgame. We all know about the hype of this movie. The way Infinity War ended, bro, niggas was on the edge of their fucking seat for a whole year waiting on Endgame to come out. Like, how they gonna get everybody back? How they gonna beat Thanos? And the reason why this is at the very front, and I don't even think anything else is gonna pass it. When I seen this movie opening night in theaters with Big God, and when I tell you, I will never, ever have another movie going experience like I did with Endgame for any movie ever. I don't care. Shit was active. The way the crowd cheered when Captain America picked up Thor's hammer was like one of the most highlights moment of my fucking nerd life. No movie has ever done that to a crowd for me, like that got that fight. Fucking flipping over my words. Nothing ever got that fucking hype. Or even more hype when all the superheroes came back. My fucking theater was going bonkers, nigga. You would think it was a fucking terrorist attack going on because the way we was scraping, boy, niggas was just losing their mind. Then Captain America says Avengers Assemble. Everybody cheering again. The shit was just hype, bro. It was just like, I don't think I would ever have a movie experience like that ever again, especially now with these COVID times. But like, just the amount of hype that this movie had up and the experience just seeing. If you didn't see this movie day one in theaters, you missed out. I'm gonna just tell you that right now. I'm sorry, but yeah. It could get knocked down later because like the highlight of the movie is pretty much the ending part. Everything in the beginning just kind of just sets up the story. And while like that's cool and all, like, you know, it has to set up the story. Like, who the fuck were they gonna fight in the beginning of the movie? Half the universe was gone. They killed the Thanos from Infinity War early on. So who the fuck were they gonna fight for 2 hours until the end? So I get that, but it was just like, when you look at like this predecessor, it didn't have that much action until the end. But the end piece, I think the end segment made up for a lot of that. And it was just pure fan service, and ain't nothing wrong with that at all. The ending was emotional. Iron Man died and shit. snapped his fingers. That was a fucking hype moment though when he popped the shit out of Thanos. Thanos looked stupid as fuck. Uh, it was just dope, man. It was just great. It was really dope to see that movie, and it was a great movie. It was fire as hell. It's a reason this is the fucking top grossing fucking movie now. So hell yeah. Enough about that. Next, Spider-Man: Homecoming. All right. Let's see. Homecoming. What can I say? I'm a Spider-Man fanboy, okay? Spider-Man is my nigga. And I couldn't wait for this movie because I was like, how are they gonna do a solo Spider-Man movie in the MCU? How is this gonna differentiate from the Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield films? And honestly, a lot of people get on Tom Holland's ass. They like, oh, he's just an Iron Man Jr. I don't see that. I see Iron Man taking the role of Uncle Ben, and a lot of people hate that. They're like, it should actually be Uncle Ben. Why is Uncle Ben here? But the thing is, a lot of people complained about Uncle Ben not being. I mean, a lot of people complained about Uncle Ben like dying every fucking movie. Like, oh, I can't wait to see Uncle Ben die again. Then when they don't show him and they try to do something new and original, y'all get mad at them for it. Like, at least they try to do something new. Like, and then even if the story was great, it was a great like development moment for Peter. When Iron Man took the suit back and then he's doing all this shit with the homemade suit. And it's like, yeah, bro, like, it's like, nigga, Spider-Man don't need the suit. Spider-Man needs the man, nigga. Like, you make yourself, not the fucking suit. Like Iron Man said, that, like, damn it, what was the fucking quote? I can't remember. I ain't seen Homecoming in a fucking minute, but I can't remember the fucking quote. It was something, though. I think he said, if you were nothing without the suit, then you shouldn't have it. Something like that. I think that's what it was. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Close enough. But yeah, Spider-Man Homecoming was lit. I enjoyed it a lot. I liked the ending. At first, I hated the ending. I was like, nigga, if you don't take this damn suit. But it was like, it fits Spider-Man's character. Like, you know, he wants to look out for the little guys. Shit, be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Stay down low, close to the ground. So I fuck with that. So yeah, Spider-Man Homecoming, dope. Iron Man 1. All right. So I recently seen Iron Man 1, like, early in the year during quarantine. And I remember when I first saw Iron Man 1, I didn't like it. But now, my opinions changed. I like Iron Man 1 a lot. It was, when you think about, like, watching Endgame probably helps a lot. Because, like, when you just look at Iron Man 1, it's like, who would think that this nigga Iron Man would end up becoming, like, such a fucking big character and, like, important character to the MCU. And it's just dope to see, like, how it all started. It's like the MCU origin film. It's not just Iron Man's origin film anymore. It's the MCU. So I respect that. The villain, what was his fucking name? Like, Obadiah or some shit? Fuck that bald-headed old fake ass man. Fuck that nigga. But the villain was cool. Like, you know, you kind of saw him turning on Iron Man from the jump. But I mean, hey, it was dope. It was dope to see, like, this movie sparked like so many memes. The I Am Iron Man meme, the one where he like shoots a tank and then walk away and blows up, like, you know, cool guys don't look at explosions shit. They also had fucking Terrence Howard for fucking Rhodey, but they ended up switching that out because I was like, oh well, that's probably jarring for some people, but hey, it doesn't matter. Iron Man 1 is a great film, and yeah, this shit just fire. What's next? Avengers 1. Alrighty. Avengers 1. I keep doing that. We're going to put Avengers 1 in front of Ragnarok. Avengers 1. Now, the scale and, like, scope of this shit probably ain't as big as the other Avenger movies now, but you can't deny that it was amazing to see all these superheroes from different movies come into one movie with a name as big as Marvel Avengers and actually be a good fucking movie. Granted, I say the only thing I didn't like how Loki was the main villain. I mean, granted, it makes sense, but it was just like, they could. I mean, who they gonna throw? They couldn't throw Thanos at it from day one, so it makes sense. But it was just like, you really gonna use a villain that someone else already had? But that's just the way the MCU likes to connect this fucking story. So I'm like, you know, it's a tightly knitted web, and so yeah, so I can't be mad at that. But I remember seeing this movie, and I was like, holy shit, that was really good. The theme song, the fucking Avengers theme song. Holy shit, it became one of the most catchiest fucking, not, I wouldn't say catchy, but more like the most epic fucking like theme songs for a superhero ever. and like everyone, every time you play that shit, like you just get hyped. So, um, also, this was the first time we got Mark Ruffalo as the Hawk, and I was surprised when I saw it. I was like, they changed the Hawk. I'm like, is this the same Hawk from the movie before? I'm not 100% sure about that. I'm like, elaborate, please. But I do remember seeing Iron Man in the end credits of the Hawk movies. I was like, okay, maybe they just switched actors. But Mark Ruffalo did pretty damn good as the Hawk. I can't say the same for in his later performances, mainly the one in Endgame, but I did enjoy his first appearance as the Hawk in Avengers. So yeah, Avengers was a fire movie. Everyone loves the Avengers. This is pretty much like the kickoff of the team movie. The Avengers movie became kind of like the season finales of fucking the MCU phases. Pretty much. That's pretty much what the Avengers were like. Avengers 1 was the season finale of Phase 1, Age of Ultron, the season finale for, Phase 2 and vice versa, etc. Next, Age of Ultron. All right. Now, Age of Ultron. I'm going to put Age of Ultron in the good category. Now I know that's 2 tiers down from the previous 2 Avengers movie they put up here. Only because I've seen Age of Ultron so many times, I can literally pick that movie the fuck apart. It was still a good movie, but it's just like, maybe I just got personally burnt out because I watched the movie so many damn times. And it was just like, a lot of people get mad at the movie because they say like it felt like a big ass advertisement for the other movies. And I kind of agree. It kind of did like set up the other movies a little too much. Ultron as a villain, I really wanted him to be more menacing. He wasn't menacing enough for me. Like my experience with Ultron before seeing this movie was like Ultron in like some like cartoon shows. I'm trying to think. There was something else I saw Ultron in, but I can't remember it off the top of my head right now. But I do know that Ultron was supposed to be like this fucking diabolical, like evil ass robot. I think it was that cartoon Kid Avengers movie where like the Avengers like kids were trying to avenge their parents' death from Ultron. I was like, Ultron's supposed to be a gangster. Like nigga, he killed most of the fucking Avengers. He's supposed to be hard as hell. Like this nigga a fucking glorified fucking toy. He getting his ass beat. But other than that, though, like I still think it was a good movie, but I just feel like it could have been. I feel like it could have been way better, and I feel like a lot of that resides on Ultron, because like the movie is called Age of Ultron. You would think Ultron about to do some dangerous shit, and this nigga wanted to lift up a fucking continent and drop it really hard. Like, bro, you shut up. Pissed me off. Thor. All right, we just gonna get this one out the way real quick. Boring. I did not like this movie. This movie put me to sleep. Like it was the origin, like the best day. The reason why it's not in the worst, because like you got to look at Thor. Like this is how Thor started, and look where he is now. So it's kind of like okay, it's literally being held up by his future movies. If it wasn't for that, this shit would be in the worst. But I can't stand it. It's boring. Moving on. Captain Marvel. Okay. Now, I feel like no matter where I put this movie at, people gonna talk shit. But I don't care. I'm gonna put Captain Marvel in the meh category. I think it was better than Ant-Man and the Wasp. Now, I don't think this is a bad movie at all. My initial viewing of it, when I seen it, I actually kind of liked it. That was the initial viewing. The second viewing, it started dropping for me. I'm like, I'm not gonna be one of those niggas that be like, oh, Brie Larson she's unlikable as an actress, or Captain Marvel, they go through consequences, because she did. She did. And I don't know Brie Larson personally, so I don't know the fuck if she's likable or not, nigga. I never met the lady. But what makes this movie so meh for me, it just feels so. I think this movie suffered coming out like right before Endgame. Because a lot of things that I was thinking about watching this movie, just like, I watched this movie, I remember only going to see this movie for like, oh, I just want to see the after credit scene so I can get more hype for Endgame. Pretty much that's what this movie served for me. It was an Endgame hype man. That's what it was for me. And so it just the Skrull twist was pretty good. I would say that. I did enjoy the Skrulls twist. Like I thought that was pretty cool because like usually the scrolls are painted as like bad guys and stuff. So when they switched it around and actually made them good, I was like, oh, okay, so they're the scrolls are actually the good guys, and the Kree that fucking that Captain Marvel's been with, these are the fucking assholes and shit. But other than that, like, it was just like, okay. I mean, she's super fucking strong and powerful. She was whooping ass the whole time, and that kind of made it boring for me too. It's like, I mean, she's fucking unstoppable. Who the fuck she's supposed to? How somebody supposed to beat her down? Like as soon as she got a hold of her power, she was dogging niggas the entire movie. And it's not like, oh, you don't want to see a woman whoop ass. No, not at all. I love when women whoop ass. Fuck it, nigga. I was one of the few niggas that was excited for the fucking ladies scene in Endgame that everybody hates. Like, nigga, the fuck, it's just women, bro. Like the niggas got a powerful moment through the whole movies. The women couldn't get one fucking like 20-second scene where they whoop some ass. Like, come on, bro, chill. So it's not that at all. It's just, I don't know. The movie just had kind of like a meh atmosphere about it. CGI was good. The young Samuel L. Jackson was really great. Uh, the little Flirkin twist was funny, but I can't see myself really like putting it. I can't see myself putting it in like the same tier of like enjoyable as I did like the good or great tier. I just didn't enjoy it that much. It was kind of like a middle of the road movie. Like I said, I really wanted to see the movie so I could see what the fuck the after credit scene was for Endgame, which was a good but short after credit scene. I mean, it's an after credit scene. It's not gonna really be long, but Captain Marvel's in the mid tier for me. Not mind blowingly great, but not bad. Far from bad. Captain America. This is the first Captain America. Okay, I'm gonna put this in the good tier. Because out of the few MCU movies that I found that I went to go see at the same Endgame, I really enjoyed Captain America 1 a lot. This movie was dope, man. uh, I enjoyed, like, it was jarring at first because, like, when you first see him in the movie, he's all small and scrawny and shit. I'm like, what the fuck, man? That ain't Chris Evans. Chris Evans supposed to be swole. Who the fuck is this? I'm like, who is this nigga? little fucking. I was sorry, but he was just so weird looking. I was like, but he does not look right like that, man. But then like seeing this story going, like Captain America was a badass back in the day, man. Him and Bucky, I like that moment where like after Bucky supposedly quote unquote dies and he's just drinking and he's like, bro, I can't get drunk. And I like that moment we was talking to Peg. I'm like, damn, bro, really going through it. It kind of made you like relate to him because I'm like, this is a war movie still, like superhero movie, yeah, but it's a war movie, man. And then the ending, I love the way this movie ends, where he wakes up out the ice and like he's in like modern day New York Times Square and shit. And Nick Fury's like, "You all good, bro?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I just had a date." And then the movie cuts to black. It's like, oh fuck! I can imagine, like I could imagine how people felt, like just who didn't know anything about Captain America, just seeing that for the first time and being like, "Damn, this nigga had a date, bro. He in the modern times, bro. Old girl, he like probably dead and shit." So like, yeah, Captain America 1 was fire. I liked it. Matter of fact, I like it so much. It's going in the great tier. I'm not gonna. Yeah, it's going in the great tier. I'm gonna put it in front of Guardians 1. Uh, what is this? This Iron Man 2? Yeah, this is 2. Uh, Iron Man 2. I'm gonna put Iron Man 2 in the meh category. Like, yeah, meh. It just. I didn't really feel the story of this too much. It just. I don't know. Iron Man 2 was kind of boring for me, man. I really didn't care about the villain Whiplash. He felt like he wanted to be a fake ass Heath Ledger Joker so bad. And like this nigga come through with an Iron Man suit. I'm like, bro, who the fuck do you think you are, bro? You would not go sit your ass down somewhere. We did get Don Cheadle's Rhodey here, and that was a way better casting than Terrence Howard looking in hindsight. Like Don Cheadle fits Rhodey perfectly. But other than that, like, it was just I didn't feel Iron Man 2 that much. It's not. I didn't think it was bad, but it was just like, bro, this literally meh. That's literally how I feel about it. Iron Man 3. No wait. Oh, no, not Iron Man 3. I'm jumping the fucking gun. Oh, yeah, we're not talking about that. Okay, I can't do that. I can't do that. But I did not. I hated Thor: The Dark World. I fell asleep on this movie so many times. I didn't finish watching it until like maybe like a week after it, because I had it on DVD and I just like, bro, this shit is boring. I do not care. The highlight of this movie for me was 2 points. The one where his mom died, because I like the music that plays right there. I don't know why, like, that was like a really pretty scene. And then I like the ending twist where like it's actually Loki and Odin's shirt. That had me like, oh, so what the fuck did he do to Odin? Like, what the fuck? I was like, it did, but it also had me like, nigga, you do not know how to die. But yeah, like Thor Dark World, boring as hell. Iron Man 3. Iron Man 3? Put Iron Man 3 right here. I liked Iron Man 3 a lot. I know this movie was hated by a lot of people because like Iron Man was barely in the suit, but that was the whole point of the fucking story. It was so that like he's still Iron Man even if he ain't got no suit, nigga. He a fucking goon. I saw this shit with my fucking sister, bro. And it was just a dope movie to me, man. I love how like this movie showed like how resourceful Iron Man was. And I don't think that's something like the other movies didn't show. But I did like how like, well, I can't say the first Iron Man. He literally built a suit in a fucking cave. But like this one showed like how resourceful Iron Man is without the suit. The last fight act was pretty cool with Iron Man switching out all these different suits, and then he got these other Iron Man suits coming in and shit that's like AI controlled. The Mandarin twist was stupid. That shit was dumb as hell. Like that shit, I hated that a lot. I was like, especially someone like me who like the only experience I knew with Mandarin was like with some of the cartoons and like the Ultimate Alliance video game. I remember Mandarin being this badass. And I was like, oh, who's this fucking fat motherfucker? And I was like, oh, he's just the actor. And then it's like, oh, I'll just kill the man. I'm like, bro, shut your stupid ass up. Get off my screen. Die, please. And I'm glad Pepper came through and killed his ass. But yes, Iron Man 3 was dope. I enjoyed it like a lot of other people did. It could it have been better? Of course, what movie can't be better? It's always something to criticize when you look at something in hindsight. But in my initial experience, I remember enjoying Iron Man 3, and I don't have a hateful bone in my body. What is this? Guardians 2. Okay. All right. Guardians 2. Guardians 2. We're going to put Guardians 2 at the best. I love the Guardians 2. That's saying something, because for someone who didn't even care about the Guardians that much, but I love the Guardians 2. That movie just had a whole lot of good character moments, man. And I love the like little finale where fuck. God damn it, what's it? The blue nigga that literally died at the fucking end, and he had like that dope ass funeral and shit. This shit was touching, man. But I like how like Star-Lord's like, oh fuck that shit, nigga. Oh, you did what to my mom? Oh fuck you. Like it was just, that movie was solid. It was funny as hell too. Like Drax was hilarious. The way that nigga got on Mantis' ass, he was like, bro, you are horrifying to look at. I'm like, dude, you gotta chill, man. You can't just be an asshole to people like that. But Baby Groot was also a lot more funny than I expected. I expected that nigga to be annoying, but he actually had some funny ass moments in the movie. So yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. That shit was heat. It actually has me looking forward to the third one. I hope the third one delivers. Also, the after credit scene for this movie was fire. With them hinting at Adam Warlock, which was someone who really should have been around for the Infinity War arc because he was in the comics. But we'll see what the MCU does with him in the future. Black Panther. Oh shit! You know exactly where the fuck Black Panther is going. I'm gonna put Black Panther right here. Black Panther. First things first, I gotta say, rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. For those of you who don't know, you should know, because you like, honestly, if you're following anything MCU related, you should know. Chadwick Boseman passed away earlier in the year, and it was a culture shock to everyone, man. No one expected that shit to happen. I literally hopped on Twitter. I see the Black Hokage post about it. I'm like, dog, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? I was like, bro, please let this be fake. Bro was literally taking off. Like, he was literally taking off in his fucking career. Man made so many movies while dealing with fucking colon cancer, bro. And we, the media, the fucking public, didn't even know about it. And, like, it was just came as such a shock, bro. But I will always be, and everyone at UBI TV, especially brand new, we will always remember Chadwick Boseman for the example that he set, the people that he inspired, and everything good that he did for young black men everywhere. Now, on to the actual movie, Black Panther. This movie, if you black, you know about the fucking event that this movie was. Boy, this movie had everybody and they mama about to pull up to the movie theater in a fucking daishiki, nigga. Everything was just so. This movie had so much culture and superhero in it. Like, it had like hip hop soundtrack, but then like it had like the African soundtrack, and it was just dope. Like, it made me wish Wakanda was a real place, nigga. If Wakanda was real, you know how quick I wouldn't even be. I would be out of here. I would not be in this country as United States. Well, like, bro, it was so, man. Like, everything about this movie just screamed culture, culture, culture. Everyone talks about the CGI at the end, and yeah, admittedly, that shit was bad, but you could tell what the fuck was going on. Like, Michael B. Jordan's Killmonger in the movie, great villain, one of the best villains in the fucking one of the best villains ever, bro, in the fucking MCU. Probably the best things we ever had. I love his little end quote at the end where he's like, "Bury me at the sea of my ancestors," because they knew death was better than bondage, and it was just like, bro, like, you kind of sympathize with him because it's like he grew up in like a neighborhood and stuff and like a rough environment and stuff, and like, so he lived through like all the racial injustice, Black Lives Matter, all that shit going on, and then he goes to fucking Wakanda and he sees like people that look just like him living a good life with all this advanced technology. He's like, bro, what the fuck? It's like, it's people out here that look just like you and me that's got it bad out here, and it's like you couldn't really get mad at him. And then the end, what made the ending even more great is that like T'Challa was even like, we should expand our fucking resources to around the world, and it's like it made me wish Wakanda was a real fucking place, because God knows that that would have been such a fucking culture shock, man. But Black Panther was an amazing movie, one of the best. I wouldn't put it in front of Endgame, but I did put it in front of one of my other favorite movies, Civil War, because like seeing Black Panther again, I haven't seen it in a minute, but and honestly, I don't know if I'd even be able to. I'd probably get too fucking emotional watching the movie. I'd just be depressed. But it's a great movie. Who knows how they're gonna handle this series in the future? Who knows? I wouldn't even be. That's up to Disney. I can't. I don't even know. But hey, Black Panther was fire. One of the best MCU movies out there. Hawk. Hawk gonna go right here. I did not fuck with Hawk like that. It was just not my cup of tea like that. The game was even worse. I hated the game to this shit. The game was horrible. The game pissed me off so fucking bad. I'm like, dude, what the fuck is this? But the movie, man, it was so boring. Like literally the highlight of the movie was the final arc. And it was like, okay. Like the final part of the movie where he fights Abomination, that was good. And like the Hulk smash shit was dope. But like after that, like, bro, this shit was ass, bro. And I'm just like, next we got fucking Infinity War. Now, y'all know where the fuck Infinity War gotta go. We're gonna put Infinity War right here. Infinity War was such a fucking cultural shock, man. If you know how the way Infinity War fucking ended, like when Thanos snapped his finger, like I remember watching it in theater. I was like, what the fuck going on? The niggas start disappearing. I'm like, oh shit, he wiping out half the universe, nigga. What the fuck? No. So many superheroes that like just started popping off in the MCU died. Doctor Strange, Black Panther, Spider-Man. I'm like, yo, what the fuck had going? Like, bro, this movie literally, I walked out of this movie like, dog, next year need to hurry the fuck up. That's gonna take too long. I gotta wait a year. Like, I felt like it reminded me of it felt like the ending. If you ever played a game called Life is Strange, like the fourth episode, like the way that like ends, like he fucking drugs you and like shoots your fucking best friend. And it's like, bro, I gotta wait till the next episode to get my revenge or resolve this shit. That's too long. That's how I felt. That's how I felt when Infinity War ended. I was like, bro, we gotta really wait a whole fucking year just to see these niggas get their revenge back on this nigga Thanos. That's too long, bro. I need this shit to come through, bro. But but yeah, Infinity War was fire. If it wasn't for the theater experience that I had with Endgame, Infinity War probably would be at the front. But because I had such a major fucking experience with fucking Infinity War, I just gotta put Infinity War right behind it. I think I said Infinity War too many times, but y'all know what I mean. But yeah, The opening to this movie was like strong as hell. Like Hawk came through, beat the shit out of Thanos, but not really because Thanos like, nah, nigga, come here. He started dogging Thanos started dogging the Hawk, and it's like it was the first time you ever seen the Hawk get his ass beat that bad. And I was like, bro, he literally had the Hawk sleep in like 15 seconds. And I'm like, yo, usually Hawk is supposed to be like the muscle of the Avenger, like. He's supposed to be the fucking. He's supposed to be the Avenger that like every villain is scared of and shit. Like Ultron and Loki was scared of this nigga, but then Thanos came through. He said, "Nigga, who's scared?" He had Hawk scared the entire fucking movie. Hawk was like, "Man, I ain't coming out no more, bro. No." And it was just, man. Infinity War, fuego. That's all I got to say. And I think the last one is Far From Home. Far From Home was terrible. I'm gonna be honest. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna actually put Far From Home. I'm gonna put Far From Home. I'm gonna put it at like the last of the best. Actually, I won't even put it there. I'm gonna put Far From Home right here because I don't think it's one of the best. I enjoyed Homecoming a lot more than Far From Home, but I will say I enjoyed the final act of Far From Home a lot. But Far From Home was still fire. The biggest problem that I had, which kind of leads up to this, I felt like the movie tried too hard to explain that like Peter is not Iron Man. He is not going to be Iron Man. He's not the next Iron Man. He's his own person. I'm like, dog, you could do that. You could tell us that without having to like bring that type of story into it all the time. It's like it felt like this movie had an agenda and trying to like prove to like the fans that, like he's not Iron Man Jr. It's like, bro. I know, nigga. I know. Believe me, I've seen the shit this nigga does. He's nothing like Iron Man, bro. Like, yeah, I ain't got to keep focusing on that. But in the movie's defense, it was the movie right after Endgame, and Iron Man did die at the end of Endgame, and he was a mentor. He was a mentor figure for Peter in Civil War and Homecoming and Infinity War. So, in a way, it would make sense that the movie had some type of focus on him. So for that, you know what? I actually am gonna bring it back into the best. I'm gonna put it at the bottom though, the best. But I thought it was great. Mysterio was interesting. Not really. I mean, he was interesting in a sense of like I thought they were gonna try to do something different with him, but like as soon as like the twist got revealed, I was like, okay, they did exactly what I had a feeling they was gonna do. They're just gonna make this nigga be. He was gonna play nice until he got what he wanted, and then he became a fucking villain. I kind of wish he was a little more like how he shows up in the comics, but using the tech of like drones and shit to kind of be like this type of figurehead for it, it made sense. I can't be mad at it. So yeah, Infinity War. Yeah. I mean, Infinity War. What am I talking about, bro? Nigga, I have a stroke, bro. Like, we talking about Far From Home. But yeah, Far From Home was great. The after credit scene. The after credit scene. That's another reason I probably have to move this to the best. Like both the after credit scenes were very interesting. The one with the like scrolls and shit with like actually Nick and Hill the entire movie. I kind of thought that was kind of stupid. I was like, oh, so they really didn't do shit this movie. All right, but the one with J. Jonah Jameson, and especially being the same J. Jonah Jameson from the Sam Raimi films, I thought that was really dope. And even Mysterio like revealing Spider-Man's identity, it was really cool because I was like, I don't know too many. Like you guys are free to comment below, but I don't know too many Spider-Man stories where like the entire world like knew his identity. Like, how did he handle that? So so yeah, like I can't wait to see how they handle that in the future next Spider-Man movie. I'm interested to see where the MCU goes. My interest in it kind of fell off after Endgame, and like there's not really too much I want to see about it. But who knows? Maybe they could bring me back. I kind of want. I kind of wished Endgame was kind of the end of it, but it just keeps coming back for more. So maybe who knows what the future holds for the MCU? It could get a lot more interesting. If any of the movies ever fucking come the fuck out, because Black Widow just keep getting pushed back to fucking because of the fucking pandemic. I'm like, man, if I was Scarlett Johansson, you know how mad I'd be. I'm like, man, these little motherfuckers gonna see this goddamn movie. The fuck, get sick or not? But nah. So I believe that is everything. Yep, that is the entire tier list. So for the best, we got Endgame, Infinity War, Black Panther, Civil War, Homecoming, Avengers, Ragnarok, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and Far From Home. Great, we got Winter Soldier, Iron Man 1, Captain America 1, Guardians 1. Good, we got Age of Ultron, Iron Man 2, Doctor Strange, Ant-Man 1. The meth, we got Captain Marvel, uh, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Iron Man 2. And then bad, we got Thor and Incredible Hulk. And in the worst, we got Dark World. So yeah, that is the tier list for MCU. Look out for more tier lists. Depending on how this one does, I might do another one because I actually enjoy doing these. I might do one for like maybe Marvel video games, or probably do one for like Halo because I love the Halo series a lot, or like Persona since I've been playing Persona a lot lately. So yeah. So this has been your boy, Jamin the 89 boy. Comment below your tier list thoughts. I'd be happy to look them up if I know enough about the topic to do one. And yeah, I'm out this bitch. Peace out.
Be alright. And when I wake up, I recognize you looking at me for the pay cut. How much?